No matter what I do, there always will be times of crisis, self-doubt and despair. And every time the hard times come, it seems like the crisis will never leave you. There is no escape from it. In this video, I will show you how I learned to be productive and make progress even when I completely drown in shit. First in this video, I'll cover a few strategies on how to get back on track. And then I'll give you a powerful tip which will help you to turn bad moments into a benefit. Watch this video till the end and let's start. If you've ever been working on some important project, you know that it happens quite often that you've been seeing yourself making progress and working hard, but at some point you get stuck. You wake up one morning and you don't know what to do. You start disliking your project and you start seeing no future of your work. And yeah, it happens quite often, at least for me. For example, every day I work on this YouTube channel and every day some shit happens to me. And the good news is that sooner or later the crisis is gonna pass anyway. But speaking from my personal experience, it might take as little as a few minutes to as long as a few days or even weeks for crisis to pass. This is why it is so important to not let the shit defeat you. So the first thing you can do to get out of the crisis in your work or in your studies is to change your environment. For example, doing some physical activity instead. You can go and hit a gym. You can do another workout session in case you've already had one that day. Another good option is running. So why it works? You're stuck in your work because your brain doesn't come up with new ideas. Your brain can't concentrate on the task and you just feel brain dead. You feel brain dead because your brain lacks mental clarity. You lack mental clarity. And changing your environment from mental to physical can help you get your mental clarity back. Go and hit a gym session. Go and hit a martial arts session in case you do martial arts. Go on running. Or you can just go on a 20-30 minutes walk. It doesn't matter what you choose. The important thing is that it has to be something very different from your main task. It doesn't have to require any kind of mental activity. Like you can't scroll on Instagram or play video games. There must be absolutely zero mental work. So the next strategy you can use to get out of crisis is meditation. Yeah, I know bro, you already tried meditating, but for some reason you don't do it consistently. But so if you do consistently, if you meditate consistently, here is my handshake. but if you don't, this means you don't understand the concept of meditation. So what is the concept of meditation? Basically, it is as simple as focusing on your breath. But look, there will be moments when you're gonna lose your focus and some random thoughts are gonna come to your mind. Like you're gonna think about some shit like a girl or some memories. And depending on how much of fake dopamine you consume on your daily basis, you're gonna have more or less of those thoughts. But it's a separate point. But it doesn't matter. It is important to get your attention back to your breath every time you notice that you've lost your focus. And you just repeat this circle as many times as you can, like you are focused on your breath, then you have some shit thoughts come to your mind, then you notice you had those thoughts, and then you just get your attention back to your breath. Meditation is like a hygiene for your brain. It is supposed to help your brain become more capable to accomplish mentally difficult tasks, like working on your project or studying. When you feel like you can't advance in your work anymore, just sit down somewhere, set an alarm on your phone, close your eyes and focus on your breath for 10-20 minutes. If you do it properly, if you don't pursue meditation, if you convert meditation into your daily habit. Not only will you notice a huge difference on how much easier it's gonna be for you to focus and to work, but also your life quality is gonna improve overall. You're just gonna be much more present and you'll always feel sick like me, especially if you work hard like me. If you don't know me already, my name is Miroslav. I'm Ukrainian immigrant and I work hard as fuck to retire my parents from their shit job. The link in the description is my program, The Action Taker Mindset. You can check it out if you want to become a disciplined man and easily work for 10-12 hours per day on your goal. And I will personally help you and make sure you achieve your goal faster than anyone else could do it. The third strategy to get back on track is constantly reminding yourself about your why. When you get stuck in your work, it often makes you feel discouraged. And when you feel discouraged, just believe me, it's gonna be hard for you to continue the work because you have to have good mood to continue the work. I actually have a video about how to work without motivation. It's gonna be over here. But for now, we have to find some way for you to get back on track and to continue the battle. One of the best strategies out there to constantly keep your brain coming up with new ideas for your work is to constantly remind yourself why you do it. For example, if I struggle with new ideas for my videos or I don't know what to talk about in my videos, I always remind myself that I have to come up with something because my purpose is to get people the results. My purpose is to help men become more disciplined and also retire my parents. Bro, just think about how strong it is. When I think about my purpose, it provokes impulses in my brain and I don't know exactly how it works, but I come up with new ideas, with new paths to escape from shit. So why it works? It fills you with positive energy, which is crucial to improve your work process and to help you perform at higher level. Bro, just never forget about your purpose. These are 3 tactics I use to get out of the work crisis. But there's another very powerful technique which will not only help you to get back on track, but you will also benefit from the hard times. Imagine you're stuck in your work process. And the reason you're stuck can be the lack of ideas, the lack of brain clarity, or you just failed to solve some big problem. This technique is gonna help you to find solution to that problem and to get new ideas come to your mind. So, as you already know, one of the best ways to escape from the work crisis is to change your environment, like changing your mental activity to physical activity, like going to the gym or running or just going on a walk. And this is the second step to apply this technique. The first step to apply this technique is to figure out one obstacle which holds you back. Think about one problem which is the reason why you are stuck. If you have more than one problems without solution, just pick the one you think causes the most damage to your work process. Write this problem down on your notebook or in your phone. The second step is to choose some kind of physical activity. For example, let's say you've chosen running. The third step is that when you are already running, what you do is that you think about that one problem. You think about what causes that problem which is holding you back and how you could potentially solve that problem. In case you've chosen the gym, you still can be thinking about figuring out the solution for your problem. And here many people would disagree with me, saying that in the gym you have to be focused on the gym. And yes, but you still have time between sets when you are scrolling, you still have time when you listen to your little music. Just pick some physical activity, and whilst you're doing this physical activity, think about this problem, get obsessed about this problem, and try to figure out the solution for this problem. Like, okay, if you don't want to do it in the gym, you can go on a walk or running. I'll give you my example. Let's say I struggle with coming up with new video ideas. So what I do is that, personally for me, it is very easy to focus on this problem when I'm in the gym. I open the note apps on my phone, and between the sets I get obsessed with it. I have that note on my phone called Reflections, where I write down my thoughts and my ideas, and sometimes I might end up with 30 good ideas, good video ideas in one day. Like, think about it, like 30 good video ideas in one day. This is just really helpful for me. Bro, go on a walk, go to the gym and get obsessed with that main problem, and I guarantee you'll get much closer to the solution of that problem. And the next time you're gonna work, you'll be way more productive because of that positive boost of energy when you have solved your problem. At this point, thank you so much for watching the video. Watch this video next to learn how to work without motivation. The first link in the description is my program. And remember, to become a man, you have to become an immigrant. Adios.